Hello, I'm Mr. Insanity Toby Klein. It is July 28th, 2015. Welcome to the Mr. Insanity vlog. Last time in my introduction to my vlog, I told you I was going to talk about addiction in pro wrestling. I think I will discuss my personal addiction story and share that with you today along with my recovery. I started wrestling 20 years ago, and somewhere along the way a naive kid who didn't know any better, I did know better, but I pretended not to, was introduced to opiate pain pills in a wrestling locker room. "Here, kid, take these. These will help you feel better for your match." And with the bumps and the rough travels of wrestling, it seemed like an alright thing to do at the time. That continued on for some time, but along the way it became more of an everyday problem. I thought if I felt this good for a wrestling match, why not take them every day away from wrestling? So for 12 years I abused prescription pain pills, opiates. The problem got terribly out of hand. I lost jobs because of it. I almost lost my wife and children because of it, and I almost lost my life because of it. I had a very good job at FedEx delivering packages for them. I worked there for 5 years, and because of my addiction I did indeed lose my job. Stupid decisions, bad driving, criminal activity that could have landed me in jail, and I think there was a very good reason that it did not land me in jail. I think God was looking out for me and had a higher plan for me. But it didn't stop with that job at FedEx. My problem got worse after I lost the job there. Many more jobs would be lost because of my addiction. $90, $100 a day on average is what I was spending, up to $1,200 a week sometimes. 90, 100 milligrams of oxycodone all at once. Vicodin, Percocet, Dilaudid, whatever I could get my hand on, I would take. Most of the time I would be able to get it in a wrestling locker room, or I would find fans at the events wherever I would travel, coast to coast. It was made available to me, along with other wrestlers who wanted to partake in that sort of thing. Somewhere along the way, though, the lying, the stealing got totally out of hand. I was very stubborn. It took ultimatums from my family to really open my eyes up to it. Counselors and medical personnel have told me I was probably about a month from dying physically when I did reach out for help. Which brings me to this. December of 2012. That's a 195-pound Mr. Insanity. Right now I weigh about 250. Feeling pretty healthy, pretty good. 2.5 years clean. February 4th, 2013 was my final day of use. If you are yourself struggling, there are many outlets, many places that you can go to get help. There are in-facility rehabs, places like Teen Challenge, who helped me. Lansing, Michigan, or Youngstown, Ohio, 12, 13-month programs. You go there. If you want to get better, that place will help you. The key word is you have to want it. It's got to be a decision that you make to get better. Otherwise you can lie your way through it. I did it myself for a while, and I see how others do it. I've lost 50 people that I was friends with or acquaintances with in the wrestling business. 51 that I either personally wrestled with, traveled with, or knew in the business. So it's definitely a problem that's sweeping through the wrestling business. Now, if you are ready to get help and you yourself are struggling, there's the rehab facilities. There's 12-step programs, which I myself do run a 12-step program. There's counseling services, addiction counseling services. There's medical detox centers, Suboxone. People get on Suboxone to get off of opiates. They wean you off of the opiates. Very good way to get clean. If you are wanting to work the program and listen to what they're telling you, it is a very good way to get clean. My addiction not only costed me my jobs, nearly cost me my family, but like I said, nearly cost me my life. So don't let it spiral out of control like it did for me. If you feel like you're in a situation where you need help, there are people available that will help you. Just reach out to them, because it's better to reach out to them than for them to find out that you're dead. 3 things that I personally did. I'll say 4 things that I personally did that, if you want to take my advice, great. I got rid of my Facebook. I got rid of my personal cell phone. And I got rid of money in pocket. I turned my finances over to my wife. So if you feel like you can't control your money, find a family member, find somebody to help you there. A wife, if your wife wants to help, whoever you can find to help you. Someone to control and be responsible. If you don't think you can work a full-time job while dealing with this, then go away to one of those rehab places. There's Restorations in Chicago, Teen Challenge, like I had mentioned, Glen Bay Recovery Center, which I personally know someone that went there, and things are going good. So there are places available for going away if you don't feel like you can deal with your addiction here, which I think going away is probably the best bet. If someone has a bad addiction, that's a good way to go. Also, there's the 12-step programs like I mentioned. That's great. There's counseling places. All those places will help you get on the right track. If you want to get on the right track, that's the key thing. You have to want it. And most importantly for me was faith. Some of you probably aren't believers, but if you are, like myself, find you a church. Find you a good church to go to. Find you a pastor that you can relate with and someone that you can listen to. It's going to help get you on the right track. But you got to want it. That's the key thing. You got to want the recovery. So here I am now, 2.5 years later. My wife and my children are in my lives and live with me. And things are much, much better than what they could have been. We could have been burying, I could have been buried 2.5 years ago, but I chose to get better. So if someone out there is listening to this and feels they need to help, contact me, or search out some of these places that can help you, because they're around if you want the help. I am Mr. Insanity. I think next time we'll go with a sit-down interview with Deranged. Many of you Deathmatch fans know him. And we'll see you next time.